Ceasefire PA, Mayors Against Illegal Guns, of which I am a member, and I thank Mayor Bloomberg in New York and Mayor Menino in Boston, the co-chairs of this great organization, Deputy Mayor Everett Gillison, Deputy Mayor Rich Negrin, District Attorney Seth Williams, and the people of Philadelphia. You've heard from real people about real tragedies taking place in our city. And in the maybe 20 minutes since we've all been standing here, you may or may not have noticed that when the first speaker spoke, the number was 1389. If you look at the board now, the number is 1390. In 20 minutes that we've been standing here on this sidewalk, someone else was killed in the United States of America. And unfortunately, as Mark said, the number will grow and grow and grow. We're not asking for that much. We're asking as Americans to be safe. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's what this country was founded upon hundreds of years ago, right here in the city of Philadelphia. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I believe in the Second Amendment. This is not about that. But under the First Amendment, we do have a right to assemble peacefully. And we cannot do that as long as people are running around this city and other cities across the United States of America with illegal weapons that they use to kill others. So what do we ask for? We've simply asked to have a national background check system that works. That works. That works. You can go to any store, you can go online, and you have more detailed records. Google can tell you more about yourself than you can remember. People sell information about folks, the things that they buy, and the places they go, and what they do. And so someone actually is able to design a system that can keep track of that kind of information. But somehow we cannot keep track of folks who have no right to buy a weapon and can't even have a national system that works. We're a digital country. We're going to out-innovate, out-educate, and out-build anyone. And yet we can't even figure out how to get all the names of people who we know should not be able to buy a weapon into one system. And then what else have we asked for? That every purchase require a background check. That's all we're asking for. The tragedy in Tucson. The gentleman could not get in the service. Could not do a variety of other things. Had been rejected. But somehow, some way, was able to buy a gun. It is easier to get a gun than it is to get your driver's license. That's insane. That makes no sense. It's un-American. And on that Saturday, when that person did what they did, killing 6, injuring 13, a national debate, a national discussion, more legislation, more press conferences, the nation was appalled. Rightly so. A 9-year-old girl, a member of Congress, a federal judge. 3 weekends later, 28th, 29th, and the 30th of January, in Philadelphia, 7 people were murdered over that weekend, and no one said a word. Not a word. At least 6 of the 7 murdered had extensive criminal records. Extensive. And I don't even have to wonder whether or not the weapons they had were in their possession illegally. I don't even have to ask the question, because we already know the answer. It's got to stop. We need people elected to office, appointed to office, who are smart enough, strong enough, and have the intestinal fortitude to do the right thing and not be afraid of the gun lobby, not be afraid of the NRA, not be afraid, because we're Americans. We should not have to live in fear. And the third issue for me is, and I've raised this nationally, as a part of Mayors Against Illegal Guns, and talking with some of our federal partners, it is easier for children in Philadelphia to get a gun than to go buy a book. Where do the guns come from? To the best of my knowledge, there are no gun manufacturing plants in the city of Philadelphia. I applaud the federal government's efforts. A couple weeks ago, they issued warrants and rounded up 130 some odd folks who are involved in whatever anyone wants to refer to it as, the mob or the mafia or whatever that is. And I applaud their efforts. What I'd really like to see, though, is another 130 people round up who are in the gun business, the gun distribution business, the trafficking business. Lock them up. Where are the guns coming from? Where? That's the question that we're left to pursue. And I want to assure you and tell you here today that I will continue my efforts to make this city safe. Legislation was passed recently dealing with the Florida loophole. One of the proudest moments of my entire public service career is on my 100th day in office as mayor. Back in the spring of 2008, I was sued by the NRA. I could not be more proud. I could not be more proud. If I've done anything good in this town, my hometown, which I'm proud to be the mayor, that's the one thing that I will be very, very proud of. This madness must stop. It must stop. And that's what leadership is all about. So I'm going to, as we say in the neighborhood, I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to do what I have to do. Because that's what you deserve. People should be able to walk down the street and not be fearful. The only thing that our children should be dodging in the street is a ball. Is a ball. But we have children today who, much like children in the 50s, when the siren went off and somehow we thought that ducking under our desk was going to protect us, we have children today who actually practice, when they hear a sound, ducking in the ground, jumping in the bathtub, going down in the basement. This must end. It must end. So we're not asking for that much. And ultimately, we're going to be successful because we're on the right side of the issue. We've captured the moral ground a long, long time ago. And we're in for a long fight. Well, I like a good fight. And I like being prepared for a good fight. And I like having good people in a good fight. And this is a fight that we're going to win. We've only just begun this fight. So I look forward to working with all of you. Philadelphia is the right place. It's the right time. This tour will go on, unfortunately, across the rest of the country. And at its next stop, we already know, because it happened here in 20 minutes on our sidewalk, that that number will be higher. Let us rededicate ourselves. Let us repurpose ourselves. Let us reaffirm that we're Americans and that we don't give up, that we will not end the fight, that we will continue to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, because we're proud Americans here in the greatest nation in the world. Thank you.